Liam was stunned. He realized I was serious, that he couldn't let this continue. After 3 years of my patience, he recognized he'd given me nothing in return. A newfound determination ignited within him. He vowed to win me back, to restore the love in our marriage before it was too late. But he was already behind. Boomer, usually calm, had been restless for days. One afternoon, while I watched TV, he sat beside me, acting strangely. I decided to give him a bath. As I washed him, his body felt unusually warm. Then, in a moment of weakness, I touched him. Intimately. Despite my loyalty to Liam, I quickly pulled away, ashamed. I finished drying Boomer and sent him out of the bathroom before taking my own shower. While bathing, my thoughts drifted back to him, and I became increasingly aroused. After my shower, wrapped in a towel, I bent to get my clothes. Boomer suddenly leaped on me from behind. Despite my attempts to get up, I didn't resist. Afterward, he left me on the sofa, overwhelmed with conflicting emotions, shame warred with something else. I rose and went about my day. The next day, Liam called me to talk. He took a deep breath. "I'm so sorry for how I've treated you these past 3 years. There's something I need to tell you, something I should have said long ago." I was curious, anxious. He continued. "Before we married, Emma warned me. She said you were a flirt, that you wouldn't be faithful, that you wouldn't make a good wife. I didn't want to believe her, but her words stuck with me. I decided to test your loyalty. I withheld intimacy for 3 years to see if you would remain faithful." I was stunned, heartbroken. Tears welled up. "So because of what Emma said, you denied me for 3 years?" I asked, incredulous. "I can't forgive this, Liam." I moved closer, taking his hands. "Please forgive me, I was foolish. I let my insecurities control me. I shouldn't have listened to her. I love you deeply, and I'm truly sorry." I paused, remembering my encounter with Boomer just hours earlier. My heart ached, but this was the moment I'd longed for, Liam finally returning to me. I knew Emma would capitalize on this if I left. Taking a deep breath, I said, "I forgive you, Liam, but make tonight a night I will never forget." That evening, I prepared myself, my heart open to a new beginning. When Liam came to me, the love we shared surpassed anything I'd ever imagined. I let him believe I'd been untouched until that moment. Our connection was rekindled, and we found peace and happiness in each other's arms. For 3 years, my marriage to Liam had been distant. Each night, he'd turn away, falling asleep without a word. Despite this, I loved him deeply. Our large black dog, Boomer, became my closest companion. I played with him daily, but I often wondered if Liam truly reciprocated my feelings. He provided for me materially, but intimacy was absent. One day, I finally found the courage to talk to him. I suggested in vitro fertilization, IVF, longing for a child. I expressed my need for emotional and physical connection, even if it wasn't perfect. I felt like less of a woman, especially as others began to whisper, assuming I was barren. Liam listened, then delivered devastating news. He was impotent. He couldn't be intimate with me. He was reluctant to start something he couldn't finish, suggesting we pray for a miracle, for a divine healing that would allow us to conceive naturally. I was heartbroken, lost. Later, I confided in my friend Emma over lunch. Her advice shocked me. She suggested I find another man, have an affair. She told me other women did it, kept it secret. I was appalled. How could she suggest such a thing? Yet as she spoke, my mind raced with possibilities. The more I listened, the more I considered it. Back home, I couldn't shake our conversation. Emma's words echoed in my mind. After much deliberation, I made a decision. I contacted Liam and told him not to worry about fulfilling his marital duties. I would find a way to address my needs myself. Days later, I visited Emma. She greeted me with a sly smile. "So how's your boyfriend treating you?" she teased. My face brightened. "I don't have a boyfriend, Emma. My husband is the love of my life." The love and affection I received from Liam were unparalleled. Emma's smile faded. My tone hardened. "Liam told me everything you said about me, Emma. You're not a friend. You tried to drive a wedge between us." Emma fell to her knees, begging for forgiveness. I looked at her, my heart resolute. "I forgive you," I said, "but we can never be friends again. Please stay away from me. I want you out of my life." From that moment on, Liam and I grew closer. Our love flourished. He cherished me, making every moment together unforgettable. I was eternally grateful to God for restoring justice to our marriage, strengthening our bond, and silencing the deceitful friend who tried to tear us apart. Liam and I traveled, celebrating our love. Our connection was boundless, and we lived happily ever after, inseparable soulmates.